Hi, I'm back in the collective core yard and I've got some brand new results to share with you in ramp. Okay, here's a plan view. I've got the shallow hole here and the deeper hole here, and this is a surface projection of Apollo. You see the outline of Apollo, and you'll see that these holes are, everything's dipping to the north, and this is these two holes. So if I look at the shallow hole, I've got over 50 meters at 5.66 grams, which includes 8.8 meters at 10.56. This is a gold dominant system, and 17.95 at 9.48. And then the slightly deeper hole, 70 meters at 2 grams, but also including some high grade intercepts of 8 meters at 3.5 and 25.5 at 3.43. So two new intercepts in the ramp zone. The ramp zone's getting bigger with depth. I'm just going to move over now to show you this east-west zone in a longitudinal section. The exciting thing about this section is we've got continuous mineralization all the way from surface here, 1,300 meters down, with all these great grades. There's a lot more holes than this, so I'm just showing some of them. But you see, ramp is right at the bottom of the system. The top of the system is copper, gold, silver and tungsten at the top, and now we go into a gold dominant system at depths, and at this we've only drilled about 200 meters depth of the ramp zone so far, but we brought some big rigs in which are now going to allow us to drill deeper. Okay, so if I move across to a section, what I'm showing you in section view is the purple dots all represent gold above 2 grams and bismuth above 3 grams. The important thing to remember here is the ramp zone is a system which contains gold, bismuth and tellurium. So it's a much more reduced system than what we're seeing in the shallow portion of Apollo. And you'll see here, we think the ramp zone is a lot wider than we originally thought. We think it goes a lot more this way. There's the two holes I'm showing you that we've intercepted here, and now we've got a new hole from pad 29 coming in this area, and it looks pretty exciting visually. We've just come through this zone and we're going to test this area out on this side to the southwest, which is also open, and then we're about to start the deflection of a hole from pad 19, which is again going to test even deeper than 106 D2 down here. And basically the ramp system is clearly open at depth, it's clearly open on the western side, and it's clearly open on the eastern side, and this is the beginning of this system. So if I move over to here, just to remind you, why is ramp so significant? Well, it only occurs 1.75 kilometers to the northwest of the Metre mine, and you see the trend in the Metre mine, and you see the Apollo mine here, 1.75 kilometers. And look at where we're hitting ramp. This is the top of the Metre deep system, same elevation, same mineralogy, same styles of mineralization. So we're in the transition zone, or the top of the Metre system, and you can see that Metre has been drilled from this top point here for another 750 meters vertically and contains over 6 million ounces. So this gold system here has the opportunity from starting here to go at least as deep here, and we're getting very good grades already. And just to remind you, this is the upper Apollo system, which has more copper and silver and tungsten at the top, and the deeper gold system, which we believe to be a more reduced system, which has bismuth and tellurium and gold. Hi, I'm going to take you through a bit of the core, show you the style of mineralization. Very consistent, very uniform, very typical of the ramp zone. This is the shallower hole, APC 103D6. System starts up here. We start seeing the veins in the core. Here's right at the top of the system. You see lovely stockwork of basically pyrrhotite veins. There's a bit of chalca, there's some other what we call sulfur salt material with bismuth and tellurium in. Very interesting. You see there's many examples here, a bit more massive pyrrhotite in the system, but you clearly get some preferential veins and veins going in different. There's a bit of arsino. We know that you get that in the top of the Metre. We're not worried. They've got good recoveries there. There again you see the development of these nice vein arrays. This is what carries the gold. And so moving down the hole, and there's some other typical stockwork examples in here. Look, see this core in here and this core in here. All good examples of the same mineralization. You can see it running through here, and then deeper, same setup again. All these impregnations or vug-filled vein systems. Sometimes it gets very intense there, but always the same style all the way through. And you can see that going right till the end of this intercept down through here. And you can see other examples of the mineralized system here in the shallower hole, APC 103D6. I'm back again, but now we're looking at the deeper hole, APC 106D2. And again, a nice long intercept. And you can see again the typical pyrrhotite veins, dark brown, some sulfur salts, some other sulfides, some pyrite, and rich in gold. So what I'm going to do is take you through the same rocks again. All the rocks are what we call the P10. That's the same unit virtually as in Metre, which is a porphyry unit, which is quartz rich and contains this ramp style system. So here we go, looking at these now. This is very typical of what I showed you in the first hole. So you can see the continuity of the same zone, same system, you know, sulfur salts, bit of arsino, lot of pyrrhotite, and high gold grades. And just to convince you it's a long intercept, I'm going to take you down through it here. You see again all the brown oxidized pyrrhotite veins that you see. It doesn't take long for them to oxidize in the core. There's some more in there. There's more of the system all through here. So you can see the continuity through the core. So I'm now going round on the other side of the core here. You can see the same system again coming through all the time in the core, nicely mineralized. Look, there's a whole sequence of mineralized vein systems here carrying the same high gold grades. It's all through here. And then I just thought towards the end of this intercept, I'd show you some other examples. So what is really positive about this is the continuity of the same style of mineralization in both holes, which is the same as what we've seen in the other ramp holes. And so we're onto a new mineralized system at depth here, gold rich, what we call reduced granite system, very different from the top of Apollo, much more pyrrhotite dominant, sulfur salt dominant, high gold grades. We're onto something here. We're really excited. Thank you.